Sex probably got you pregnant, but should you keep doing it once your pregnancy test turns positive? Is it really safe for mom and baby? I'm Sunny Galt with the New Mommy Media Network. We'll answer that question with our guest when we come back. Hey everyone, I'm Sunny Galt with the New Mommy Media Network, and we are partnering with Pregnancy Magazine to answer the question, is sex during pregnancy safe? A lot of you may be wondering that if you're newly pregnant, and we want to set the record straight. So our expert today is Dr. Anthony Lissy. He's a family practice physician with Diamond Physicians, and Diamond Physicians focuses on proactive rather than reactive medicine. And Dr. Lissy, thanks so much for being with us today.
Sunny, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be a part of this.
All right, so generally speaking, you probably get this question quite a bit in your practice. Is sex during pregnancy safe?
Yes, so to set the record straight, it is very safe during pretty much all phases of pregnancy in most females. So, never fear. It is certainly not going to harm the baby. The uterine muscles, they actually protect the baby very, very well. There's a surrounding layer of the amniotic fluid around the baby itself that acts as a cushion as well. So no matter what we all may think could happen, the baby is completely safe and it's not going to harm mom or baby should intercourse take place at any point during the pregnancy.
So comfort is a little bit different than safety, right? So what would you say, for women that are wondering how comfortable is sex going to be as my belly gets bigger and bigger, as my baby gets bigger and bigger? What would you say to women out there that are wondering for the various trimesters how comfortable sex might be?
Yeah, obviously early on in the pregnancy, things aren't going to change much physically and anatomically. Later on in the pregnancy, that's a different story. Certainly now we have, a big belly to get in the way, so to speak. So yeah, it may be a little bit unique in some of the positions you may need to try. It may be different for everyone as far as the comfort level. Some women have no problems and they actually end up craving it more because of the hormones and the hormonal effect of pregnancy. So it's a very natural thing, and it's certainly something that should be a part of your relationship all throughout the pregnancy period, unless a few key factors are there that would cause problems.
So let's dive into that just a little bit. What are some of the issues that people could have that you would say, okay, maybe sex right now is not a good idea?
Yeah, any of these type of things, your physician they're likely going to tell you to avoid it because of these things, and they're typically found on early ultrasound. So, things like cervical incompetence, placental previa. Cervical incompetence is basically where the cervix is not closed all the way throughout the early part of the pregnancy. That can increase the risk of premature labor, and certainly sex in a situation like cervical incompetence may not be the safest thing for mom or baby when we're trying to keep that baby in there baking as long as possible. The placenta previa, what that is basically a low-lying placenta where the placenta actually is implanted low in the uterus and covers part of the cervical opening. And so certainly that's a situation where the doctor will tell you whether or not it's safe to have sex during pregnancy or not. If you've got leaking fluid, if you've got an amniotic leak, certainly it's not safe to do that. We're going to increase the risk of infection or other issues that come down the line. If you've got a lot of bleeding throughout the pregnancy, that's not okay. We definitely want to have those conversations with your healthcare provider to make sure it's very safe all the way around. Everybody always wants to know, well, how soon after that baby comes out can I have sex after that? Well, we like to estimate 4 to 6 weeks, being a little bit more cautious with that 6 weeks on the safer side of what we call pelvic rest. There's a lot of things that were damaged down there in the delivery. Even with a C-section, we still recommend 4 to 6 weeks of pelvic rest, so no sexual intercourse of any kind to allow everything to heal up naturally and make sure there's no problems down the road. That 6-week period is a good time to have that follow-up with your OB/GYN, and at that time they'll do an exam, make sure then it's okay. They'll give you the green flag for that.
And of course, if moms have any questions about their pregnancy, if they think sex may not be safe for whatever reason, consulting your physician is always a good idea just to stay on track and to make sure your physician knows what's going on and can recommend what might be best for you.
Yeah, and one other point I do want to add in there, for those that are not in a monogamous relationship and they are having intercourse, it's very important to use some sort of protection if you're not sure of your partner, because sexually transmitted infections during pregnancy can be extremely harmful to the fetus. So it's very, very important to use protection if you are having intercourse with someone you're not extremely confident about their status.
Great point. Well, Dr. Lissy, thanks so much for being with us today. We appreciate everyone who watched our video today. If you'd like to check out more of our videos, you can go to newmommymedia.com/pregnancy magazine. You can also download our free app, subscribe to our newsletters, and just get some more great information that will take you step by step throughout your pregnancy.